It's no secret that the streets and highways are full of bad drivers, but there is also an equal amount of people who can't park to save their lives. When someone parks badly, it can wreck other people's day, too. You'll see what we mean when you check out these parking fail photos. By the time you're done reading, you'll be asking yourself why anyone gave these people licenses in the first place. This driver did a banging job at parking too close to Mother Nature, and then they started sinking into the earth. It's like the environment is slowly trying to eat this vehicle alive in revenge for all the fumes it released into the atmosphere. This driver didn't know when to stop and drove over the curb of this storage garage. We're honestly surprised that they didn't damage their wheel axle. But if they continue to park like this, their mechanic is going to get rich trying to fix the framework damage on this car. This driver made two big mistakes. The first one was to drive into this dividing curb that was clearly intended for pedestrians only. The second mistake was not moving their car out of there before this cop ticketed them. Not everyone has a driveway, so sometimes, visitors are forced to drive their car into someone's front yard. But this driver didn't have a care in the world and drove so close to the house that the car practically kissed the wall. You know the old tradition. You toss a coin into a fountain, make a wish and it'll come true. Well, this driver must have wished for a car wash, because the next thing he knew, he was driving right into a fountain. Whoever drove this car into someone's roof must have been a fan of the classic Knight Rider series. In the show, the car KITT had a feature called Turbo Boost that allowed it to jump over tall things. But this driver clearly missed his mark. Maybe this driver thought their car was so cool that it deserved to leave its mark in the world the way Hollywood stars leave their handprints on cement in the Walk of Fame. Then again, they might have just driven over a freshly cemented road, which makes this more like the parking of shame. This driver was edging closer to the curb of this gas station parking lot, but he obviously couldn't tell how much room he had left and went over the edge. It's probably a good thing it happened at this station, because there are probably a few technicians there that can help hold the car out of this jam. For some weird reason, this driver decided to drive his truck off the sandy shores and into 20 feet of water. Maybe he had a few too many, but one thing's for sure, this truck now has a serious case of hydrostatic lock, which means it'll probably never drive again. Silly driver. Didn't anyone tell you? Docks are for yachts, not trucks. We feel bad for the people that own these boats. They were probably banking on sailing today, but this truck driver did an awesome job at ruining their day, and their boats. Most people know that you're supposed to park inside the lines. But this driver is a total rebel and decided to laugh in the face of traffic rules and parked in front of not one but two parking spaces. Seriously, what's wrong with people? Finding a decent parking spot isn't always easy, but there was no need for this driver to ram his car into this recently planted baby tree on the sidewalk. Some drivers simply have no compassion for their surroundings. 4x4 monster trucks are designed to handle just about anything, including driving across flooded areas. But this guy must have gotten a little too distracted and wound up parking one of the wheels of his truck right into that huge rock. You have to hand it to them for managing to knock over a metal pole with their car. Maybe it was on purpose. They probably saw that handicapped parking sign and thought, if I knock the sign down then I won't get ticketed for parking in a handicapped spot without a permit. Most drivers take the stairs up or down after they get out of their vehicle. But this driver thought that they would save some time by simply driving their car down the stairs. Judging from the look of it, it didn't go so well.
We're not sure if this driver reversed his car or drove forward, but they're dangling on the curb of a fire lane. And if their parking fail wasn't enough of a violation, they also parked in a red zone where parking isn't allowed.
There's only one thing that could have led this driver to drive over a rock: distraction. There are so many other places this driver could have chosen to park in, but she had to choose this one. Whoever she's explaining the situation to over the phone must be laughing their butt off. The bigger the car, the harder it is to gauge where to stop. This SUV driver obviously missed the mark and went overboard. Either that, or they accidentally hit the gas pedal instead of the brake.